Hey guys, Coach for the Soul Thursdays at 3 has begun. Hello, hello, hello if you're here live. If you are watching this on my YouTube channel or the Spirit Channel TV, sorry, kind of blanked out there. Like the channel, like my, oh gosh, you know what I mean. Like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. I'm up here today. I'm totally in 5D. So, yeah. So, the Spirit Channel TV, I'm new to that. So you can see all kinds of readings there. And also, I'm a YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, leave an emoji or a hi bill. Because I need them to send Coach from the Soul around the planet. So, yes. So, we'll see who pops on. And, hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Yeah, it's going to be a good show today, I think. I'm thinking. It usually is, right? So, there's a lot going on astrologically. We're going to do some little Neptune stuff. And then we're going to do some channeling stuff. Yeah. A lot of things are going on. A lot of things are... people are... sorry. People are reacting to Neptune being in Aries, and that's awesome because it's going to be there for 15 years. So it's like, yeah, you know. And I watched a video by a guy by the name of Cam White today. I follow him on YouTube, and he went through all of the zodiac signs with Neptune being in Aries and which house Aries controls. And it tells you what's going to happen in this video. Again, it's 15 years. He's going to have multiple videos, and he tells you what's at the beginning of this, what could possibly happen in that short amount of in this short amount of time of 2025. Very interesting, because I listen to my Capricorn. He does all rising signs, right? So it's very important. Hey, Julie, that it's very important that you know what it is, right? And so I always listen to Capricorn, and I listen to Aquarius because I'm an Aquarius rising, right? And I kind of see what works, what's there, because nothing's exact unless it's a personal reading. Okay, so this is a collective reading, which is kind of cool because he kind of gives you the what it means. And that is awesome. That is awesome because there's all kinds of things in both of them that kind of oh, I know about that. I know about that. Oh, I know about that too. Oh, and that one. So again, the more knowledge that we have when astrological things happen, especially for long periods of time, because Neptune is the planet before Pluto, and Pluto's in retrograde in Aquarius, right? And so understanding what it means to us. Again, I talk about this all the time when it comes to Mercury retrograde, right? That you need to know the sign you need to know the house that is in, the Mercury retrograde is in. And that depends on where Mercury is in your birth chart. So if you don't have your birth chart, PamGregory.com, okay? Because you're going to need it. If you're going to have any type of information at all about what can happen, about things to look out for, good or bad, right? I mean, Neptune in Aries can be very, 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 very beautiful in bringing you money. Bringing you money, bringing you love, bringing you all kinds of great things. Depends upon which house Aries is in your birth chart. And all you have to do, again, PamGregory.com. If you're not sure what the house means, you Google it. My fourth house is what? Yeah. For me, being an Aquarius rising, it is in my second house. But like I said, I also listen to my Capricorn, which is my first house. Yeah, see? And you don't always need to have your time on your birth certificate, okay? Just do both, AM and PM, if you don't have your time, all right? and look at both. The great thing about the birth charts, because she goes through Astrolab. Astrolab gives you the chart, but then it also gives you an explanation on the bottom of what everything is. Okay? All right? It gives you everything. Is it accurate? No, it's a general idea of who, let's say, Scorpio is, or Capricorn is, or Sagittarius is, or who Aries is, right? So it's very, very, very interesting because it gives you, when you read it, again, guys, it doesn't matter if you are astrologically sound. It doesn't matter if you don't get it. It's not what it's about. It's about the knowledge that you have when something pops up, right? And it's in your 4th house, or your 7th house, or your 12th house, or if you're in your 1st house, right? Whatever it is, you can determine your behavior. You can determine what to do and what not to do. As we always say, the easy things are: don't buy a house, don't buy anything big, don't buy a car, don't buy a boat, don't buy a lot of big stuff, unless you take it to a lawyer and hand it to the lawyer and say, okay, this is the contract, and you need to look it over for me and tell me if there's anything that is hiding in there. Now, will the lawyer be able to find it? Possibly. Is it a guarantee? Oh no. Mercury retrograde puts things in shadow. But you'll feel better if you do that than if you buy a house and let's say the documentation of what they need to fix in the house is wrong. It's a lie. See? Or they say they fixed this, they fixed that, but they didn't. See? So it's always good. Venus retrograde is about love and money. Don't ask for money during Venus retrograde. Unless you got money and you're good. Then you can do it. See? Love, relationships will be very, very strenuous. They will be very combative. Especially when Mercury retrograde is at the same time. Because Mercury is a planet of communication. So, like I warn everybody, right? Don't take what they say to you as the way that they are. You can't do that. Because they're the same thing to you. Because they may take your tone of voice wrong. Or what you say wrong, right? So, Neptune, in fact, I did this. I Googled this. Neptune is in charge of intuition, spirituality, dreams, illusions, and the subconscious, often representing universal love, compassion, and the realm of the unseen. Their characteristics is, again, they're the ruler of Pisces. So it was in Pisces for 15 years until the 30th of March. It doesn't really like it. It's watery. So is Neptune. It's illusions. It doesn't like the love aspect. Makes sense to me because of that in my life, the lack of that in my life. And when it was in my life, it wasn't good, right? So you can look at things like that, just that definition, and think about your own circumstances. It gives you a reason, right? And what that does is it stops ego from saying, but what if, but what happened? Going into this mind thing of basically a spiral that you can't understand why. And it's like, this is how it's supposed to be. Now, I will say, because I've got them. When I have a question, I no longer ask them. I Google it. Okay? They're good at the fact that they put things on my YouTube page that are for me. I would say 85% of the time. okay? And this Carl Jung, I think his name is, fascinating to me. Fascinating. Again, right place, right time, right? When you're dealing with love, when you're dealing with communication, when you're dealing with things like that, pardon me, this person has made these videos, or somebody's made these videos from his books and things like that are really freaking amazing. I mean, it's amazing how it clears your energy from your heart, also clears it from your mind, and it makes sense, which just blows my mind. I love it. I love that kind of stuff. I love the learning. I love the being able to control and remove things from my brain, things from my mind that swirl around in there, right? And wondering why. Well, why this? Well, why that? Well, why this? Well, why that? Well, why this? That's Neptune in Aries. 100%. Why am I seeing it now? Because I meant to see it now, but also Neptune in Aries. It loves it in Aries. It loves it in Aries because Aries is about fire. It's about now waiting. It's about let's get up and go. And it's, again, it is dry. And it is very mysterious. It is very controlled. It is very hot, where they can get set off. They really don't think about the consequences. They want to move forward. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. And Neptune loves that because it's illusion. It is learning, your soul learning how to maneuver things from having the experience, right? So that's the cool thing about astrology, is that you can actually use it as a tool to finding out why. Why did that happen? They're not going to have communication with you as you would have with a human being. They're not. Unless it is a situation like this, where I'm channeling, but also when you are chilling, right place, right time. All of a sudden they start talking to you, blah, 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 blah. You're on your walk, whatever. You're just kind of, again, right place, right time. They know the right place and the right time. We do not. So because we are linear time, they're not. They don't know anything different about anything. They just give it to us when we are supposed to receive it, which can make human angry. Very angry. Back in the day, not anymore. See? So Mercury retrograde ends on the 7th. It has a, watch that thing come up, watch. It's still not going to come up. So the 7th of April, it ends. Now it has a 10-day shadow. The energy wanes every day. This one for me has not been bad. I've had a few times where I received the energy wrong in conversation, and I took it the wrong way, right? With love and money, when it comes to Venus retrograde, ends on the 12th, 5 days later, does not have a shadow, okay? Does not have a shadow. Will the energy linger? Yes. Is it as intense as it is when it is when it is in the middle of retrograde? No, no. So love and money's coming. Love and money's coming if you're looking for it. Now, in the way of that is us. And what does that mean? We have to have and I see this, and Spirit tells people this every day. And I'll just tell you guys again because I've told you before. We're here. The money's here. The love is here. Your job is to lessen your third dimensional self by guided meditation, therapy, doing other things that will clear your energy out of your body, your emotional energy, okay, your anger, your sadness, your depression, right? James. That is the number one thing that keeps human from moving forward. We are so deeply connected to the 3D. We should be. We've been in it for 12,000 years or more. right? Anybody who watches this program has been here a really long time. And any program like this, because you've been here a really long time. And understanding that it's not a one and done. It's not a two and done. It's not a three and done. But I will say, there are people in my memberships that have a day of just boom, 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 boom. Because their energy is compatible with what Spirit is bringing them. Right place, right time. Okay? And I love those days because the excitement of those people to make that jump is phenomenal. Now, we can't have it every day because that's a collaborative of days, weeks, and months. We'd like more, but like I say, watch what you wish for because you can wish it, but if you wish it, it's not going to happen. And ego's going to take that and wrap it around your mind and persecute you for it. See, this doesn't work. See, quit meditating. See, this, and I will tell you, our human mind is ready to accept that. It is ready to accept that every single time until we don't do it anymore. Ego, that's not true. That's a lie. Ego, that's not true. That's a lie. Ego, that's not true. That's a lie. Until it stops. It will eventually stop. But you have to be diligent in calling it out as you go through your transformation. Have to. And when you get it back here, like mine is, right? Doesn't mean it's not on trigger. Oh, it's ready. Oh, it's ready. Oh, it's ready. It's ready to jump up and grab your freaking mind and slide you all the way back into 3D before you started anything. Your therapy, your guided meditations, anything. And quickly you go, oh, hell to the no. Let me come right back. That's when you know you're on that track, baby. Tell you what, that's when you know you're on the track because you're doing everything you possibly can because you're conscious. You're conscious. You catch it. You catch it. You catch it and you call it out. Now, you can't call it in a room full of people because they'll think you're nuts. Do it in your head. Go to the bathroom. Run to the car. Whatever. You're going to miss some. Trust me, you're going to miss some. Don't beat yourself up. Don't let ego persecute you. Don't persecute yourself. Chimes. See? Because I'm telling you, everybody, we're going through this time right now where it is effing ridiculously cool. Today I woke up, Daisy woke me up at like 6:30, whatever it was, and got ready to take her outside, and within, gosh, an hour, I went from getting out of bed to totally being in 5-6D and been in there all day. Why? I don't know. Right place, right time. See? And so when that happens to you, embrace it. Don't ground yourself so much. Feel that energy, feel that flow, feel that happiness that comes along with it. I'll tell you what, Neptune in Aries has stricken away, torn away a lot of BS of Neptune being in Pisces. Pisces is love. Pisces is water. Pisces is flowy. Pisces is warm. It's the ocean. It's a warm lake. It is just this beautiful, yummy, it's your emotion. You're just flowy and flowy and flowy. Or you're stopped up and angry and PO'd because you don't have love. Because this is what he did to me. This is what she did to me. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. We'll take your part in that. Soul journey. Hello? Soul journey. At 65, I can tell you times and places and things that you'd be like, well, Bill, that's soul journey. Of course it is. Did I tell myself that at the time? Yeah. If that's in the last 5 years. But then the other 55 years, when I was basically alive, it was 5, right? No. We all have that. The blessing is everyone who is younger It's easier because we are not any longer tethered to 3D. We're not. We're in between. We're in 4, right? Do we live in 3D? Well, the way things are changing, we're in persecution 3D, in fear and things like that. And that's the way that it is meant to happen, because they told us all along it was coming. It was coming. It's here. So what our job is to make sure that we are as conscious as possible, to make sure that we are catching all the stuff that's not real. Neptune is about illusion. It's in Aries. Again, see where Aries is in your birth chart. I don't even know where my chart's at. Usually it's here. Yeah, see? Because that is going to be where, for the next 15 years, you're going to feel illusions. You'll feel, let's go and get up and go. You'll feel anger. You'll feel pushback. You'll feel all kinds of different things. But at least you know what it is and why it's happening, because you're conscious. Yeah. That's the whole thing, is the more conscious we are, the more psychically intelligent, Spirit says, you become. You guys all want it, right? That's why we're here. I mean, again, Neptune in Aries raises that vibration of psychic abilities. It's happening now. Again, between now and 15 years, I'll be 80. Okay. Hard to believe that it's 15 years away, but it is kind of scary when you feel 50, right? Like my dad. But understanding that how much change, and Spirit has said this before, guys, in many, many, many of the broadcasts, the fact that by 2030, we're going to be this. By 2035, we're going to be this. Yeah. Okay. And now can we see why that's true? You have to pay attention. We can be relentless if we have to be. Oh, I know. It won't come all at one time. It may come piecemeal. And then you have to put the dots together, right? That's why I'm having more lucid dreams. That's why I'm having more. That's why this. That's why that. Yeah. Because right place, right time. Can they activate you all in one time? Oh, yeah. I have 2 people in the memberships that in one day, they're like, Bill, you're not going to believe this. Click, 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 click. Like, holy moly. This is crazy. Yeah, I know. How cool is that? It's very cool, because that is them showing you who you're about to become. People like me can tell you who you're about to become, but when you feel it and you see it and you're oh shitting it. I told 2 people today, I said, don't be surprised in the next week or so, maybe 2 weeks, all of a sudden you're starting to get voices in your head, right? They're calling your name. You are having dreams about people that you haven't known in this lifetime, but they're still from your past lives. Why? Because you're releasing all of it to Spirit. Getting rid of all that stuff. That's how fast things are going. As Spirit talks about quantum energy, right? It's freaking fast. It's times 1,000 right now. But the days are going so freaking fast. I mean, again, and if you think about that, you're changing also. You're going through the quantum field of energy. That's why you're exhausted. That's why you want to sleep. That's why you don't want to really do anything. Because the quantum energy is hitting you 24 hours a day as they work on you. You'll have, I know, Spirit's like dreams and conversations and things with people you've not talked to in 50 years, 40 years, 30 years, 20 years, somebody from school. Yeah. I mean, the other day I was thinking about somebody from second grade. Where'd that come from? I don't know. Clearing all of those memories out. I mean, I can't think. I'm like 7, right? I'm like 7 years old. And they're clearing all of those things that happened away from you. Good or bad. Because Spirit and I had a conversation yesterday, Wednesday, about, we were just having a conversation about where I'm at and how things are going and blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden I got a message that you've never dealt with your stuttering, the bullying around your stuttering when I was a kid. I went, oh, I guess I never really have. He goes, yeah, that's something that we've got to clear for you. Oh, okay. And I was sitting there again in the shower, right? When everything happens, right? And because I was bullied really bad as a kid, not only for being gay, but also for stuttering. I had a horrible stutter, where I could not say P's, I could not say B's, and sometimes on the program here, you'll see me stammer. Yeah. Because my brain is going extremely fast, even with them, right? It's like boom, 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 boom. But as, in second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, I mean, all the way through elementary school. And the blessing about back then is that they had teachers that did therapy with you about your stutter in Jackson, where I grew up. See, back in the 60s, they actually took care of schools and things like that, right? And so I learned techniques on how to not stutter, and it's hand movements. Yeah, that's why sometimes I talk very slow, because I'm counting on my fingers so that I don't miss a syllable, so I don't mess up, right? It even went into junior high and high school, right? Where I was afraid to speak because I wasn't sure when I was going to stutter, which is really embarrassing for you if you're a guy, if you're a lady, a young woman, right? If you're a kid, whatever, because you're different. I was already weird. I mean, come on, voice in the head, gay, and what's gay? I was gay. You guys all know I had the Kate Jackson wig and the girl's bike. So yeah, I was that person in the 60s. And the principal of the school didn't think this was right, and would call my mother and, blah, blah, blah. My mom would say, okay, yeah, well, that's just who he is, whatever. And a really good mom in that respect. That, and I'll tell you this story really fast, is that, the principal called one day after I got home from school, and she talked to my mom, and she said, Billy got to quit kissing the boys on the playground. Well, I like the boys. Second grade, right? My mom says, okay, I'll let him know that, that this behavior is not proper, and whatever else she said. And my mom gets on the phone, and I'm like paralyzed with fear that I did something wrong, right? Again, stutter, gay, whatever, second grade. I was 7 years old. And she says, honey, you can't kiss the boys you can't kiss the boys at school on the playground. I said, okay, just on the playground or in school? She goes, yes. What did that mean? I could kiss the boys on the way home from school. Right? Walking home, 5 blocks, right? Did the same thing with holding my boyfriend's hand in third grade. Yeah, that Billy can't hold Greg's hand on the way to gym class. My mom's like, okay, fine. So she said, honey, you can't hold Greg's hand on the way to gym class. I'm like, why? The girls do it. And my mom said back, because they're girls, honey. You just can't do it in school. Oh. So we walked home every day holding each other's hand because he was my boyfriend, right? But the principal did not like that. My mother was that progressive. And I was the only gay boy in my school, right? Only gay boy in my junior high, from what I understand. I don't think the rest were as progressive as me with progressive mother, but yeah. See? So all those things we have to purge. We all have those things that happened when we were kids. It all can all happen like that, right? And I had my Kate Jackson wig on my girl's bike. So my parents bought me what I wanted. And my Kate Jackson wig was left from Halloween. Yeah, see? They let me do that. They let me do that stuff. Was the neighborhood friendly to that? Sometimes. That's just Billy. That's just Billy. You know. Yeah. Very progressive 80 houses in the neighborhood. We all had lots of gay people in the neighborhood too. So in that respect, it was kind of interesting. See? I think I had a pretty good idea of who I was because my parents didn't do anything out of the ordinary to stop me from being me. Society, on their hand, did. But I had to learn how to be a boy. Because I came girly. Trust me, I came girly. And I learned how to be a boy, right? So all of us have those things in our childhood, in our teenage years, in our 20s, in our 30s, in our 40s, right? I mean, the trauma and the things that people would say to us, just parents, grandparents, you know, just what your heritage is. Yeah. Julie, we all lived in the neighborhood. I know, right? Because that's just, yeah, that was just who I was. And everybody knew who I was because I was him. I was Billy, right? And we all went to the same elementary school. So it was kind of like, this is what you get, right? But understanding that the bad things that happened to us that we didn't know how to deal with as a 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 15, 18, 25, whatever, somewhere in our psyche, right? In our emotional self, there's those things that we have to that we have to clear. How do we clear them? When they come up, we acknowledge them. We acknowledge them. Like when I was again in the shower and Spirit's like, hey, you know what? We've never really talked about or cleared the bullying about your stuttering in elementary school. Well, it was in junior high school too, right? Yeah. Because mostly I've overcome it from this, right? But it's still there. So it's interesting, right? I believe it's one of my last hurdles. And as we all go through our stuff, the blessing of with everyone, we're in fourth and fifth dimension. So everything comes and goes away so much faster than back in the day in 2010, 2011, 2012, 2014, whatever, right? I started therapy in 2000, right? Because it was like, okay, we got to find out what the hell's going on up here because I don't understand this. Yeah. So as we go through this time of Uranus, what is the thing about Uranus, Spirit? Hang on. We'll talk about Uranus later. Okay, fine. So Neptune going into Aries, and Saturn will be in Aries, and Jupiter will be in Aries, and Venus and Mercury will be in Aries all at the same time this year, and we'll be battling now for who's gonna win. Yeah, who's gonna win? You know, and that's fantastic because guess what it does? It allows us to differentiate between what's real and what's not real. Mercury's communication. Venus is love and money. Saturn is restrictions and rules and boundaries. Jupiter is F that. Let's party. Let's rock and roll. Let's make this baby huge. And then you got Neptune in there going, I don't know, a little smoky in here right now. So, we're just going to sit in the fog and see what's going to happen, what's going to go on. And there's like, oh no, we're burning that fog off. Like the sun does with the fog in the morning, Spirit says, which is true. The sun, energy, fire, is always going to burn through the illusions of Neptune. This year is going to be very, very interesting for all of us because all of those 5 planets in one sign hasn't happened since, gosh, almost 165, 170 years. They're there for a reason. to clear ourselves of the BS and the glick from 3D. Some days it will be Saturn who's saying, no, you can't, no. But I want to go no, you're not going that way. Not today. And then the next day you go, okay, I'm going to go that way. Well, what happened with yesterday? How can we because you weren't supposed to do it on that day. That's them leading you. That is them leading you. Was something going to happen that day? Wasn't time. Doesn't be anything bad. I told the story many times where I would go to buy airplane tickets to go to my sister in Colorado, right? And I would and it wouldn't work. Hit the enter, like, okay, I'm going to buy it. Buy it. I'm like, okay. I would get frustrated at first, thinking, I don't understand. I'm going to buy this today. What are you talking about? Well, I don't understand. I do it again, all in one night, one day. Wouldn't do it. Finally, I realized with this Capricorn brain, oh, I get it now. I'm not supposed to buy it that day. And when I would go back, when I would get the hint and buy it 2 days later, the price would go down $200. Because I'd be really, really upset if I bought that ticket for $600 and 2 days later it was $350 or $400. Yeah, they've got you. They know everything that you do every day. They know in advance. Spirit always says, but I know in advance Bill, you got to get on the same page as us. Okay, I'm trying. And I've got it pretty good. But again, Neptune in Aries clears all shadows. What are shadows? Stuff from this lifetime. Stuff from past lives. Right? The best thing about Neptune's being in Aries is the burning process. The burning process of us processing things so quickly and removing them and having the answers to them much quicker than we've ever had before. That's where YouTube comes in. If you don't have a YouTube feed, get a freaking YouTube feed. I'm telling you what, because it will make a world of difference when you have questions about things. They know the questions. You can say them out loud, right? And then wait a couple of hours or just at that same time. Again, you don't really know when it's going to show up. But they'll send you a video about what we were talking about yesterday or today or whatever. Yeah. Where did I get those Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations from? The affirmations from? Them. Because it was time. I never liked the guy's voice. I didn't like the way he presented stuff. Well, guess what? I do now. Do I watch all of it? No. Do I have certain things on my iPad? Yeah. Reliable things that I connect to. For now. As you go through and you let go of your stuff, right? The beautiful thing is that no longer serves. I got to go to something else. But it's not my job to look. It's their job to bring. And they do when you let them. I got to do meditation today. No, I don't have to do a meditation today. And I've learned that. Because I'll go through meditation. Oh my God, there's nothing here that I want. There's nothing I want to do. Spirit, I need to meditate today. I'll be like, oh, I don't need to meditate today. Just need to calm my butt down. Sense of calm comes over me. Yeah. That's not Bill Hobart. Trust me, that is not me at all in the past. That's who I am now. See? And it's amazing when I hear the affirmation or feel the affirmation energy come to me without even doing it. I'm nicer to myself, nicer to Bailey, to Daisy, to people. I'm much nicer because I'm kind of a jerk sometimes. Am I getting better at that? Yeah. But there's times you got to stand up for yourself. There's times that you got to take matters into your own hands. And you didn't know when those times are. It's not all the time. I'm not going to be a Karen, right? Right? Not at all. So as this year goes on, because it's already the 4th month of the year, can you believe that? Which is crazy. That we are going to go through the next 3 months. And again, something about April, May, and June, the 3 months that are connected, right? Till we get to July. And something amazing happens between now and then. Do we know what it is? No. It won't even tell me what it is. But it's something that is going to be life-changing, Spirit said. Yeah, it's going to be life-changing. It is an energy. It's an energy. It is a knowing. Okay, interesting. Okay. Everything that is here is going to upload. Oh, sheesh, yes. Everything oh man. That's sheesh. Confirmation? Yeah. The next 3 of your months is going to be life-changing. The next 3 months on Earth are going to be ones that you'll remember for the rest of your lives. And that goes to the collective. Doesn't mean that all the collective is going to receive as much as they would if they were living out of 3D. If they've done their work. Again, yes. We try every day to speed you faster. We try every day to speed you faster. We try every day, but human emotions get in the way. Human emotions stop people from allowing us to do what we need to do. And then when they're in their space and they're in their space and it is a right place, right time, we do what we need to do, and many will get sick. Not sick, but sick of, I'm exhausted. Well, yeah, because you just did 30 days worth of work was uploaded in like an overnight. You wake up in the morning, dude, I'm busted. I can't even freaking get out of, this morning I could not get out of bed with days because I was just done. And I got 7.5, 8 hours of sleep. But when I woke up, like I said, I'm in 5D within an hour. Because they worked on me last night. It's proof, right? That as we go through this next time, the next 30 days, take 30 days at a time. You can take the 90 days if you want, but that's a lot of what you're going to expect. It's going to happen every day? No, they can't do it every day. It's kind of like a guided meditation. Spirit has always said, Bill, don't do guided meditations one after another, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because your body does not have a chance to recuperate, to recover from that. Kind of like running every day, right? Or lifting weights every day. You can't. At my age, you really can't. But even you shouldn't if you're younger. Some people do to get the pump. Awesome. But that's not really the idea. But for them, it's uploading all this information, turning it on, let's say, right? And in the morning, you're waking up and trying to get up out of bed, and you go, oh my gosh, wow. They did some work last night. You know, take the dog outside because you're still foggy and kind of wake it up. Especially for me. I'm not a morning person at all. At all. Leave me alone. God, leave me alone. Right? Just leave me alone. Let me do my work. Let me get my stuff done. And then I can go, okay, cool. Let's shower. Let's do our thing. Let's get our day started. So, again, it took about an hour this morning. And I'm like, okay, I'm floating. I'm trying to eat breakfast. I'm trying to feed the dog. Right? And this was like, holy smoly, this is very, very freaking cool. Because I'm way up here. Right? And started doing my work. Everything went really fast. Yes, postings, stuff like that. Being really creative. Having all these thoughts in my head. I'm doing all kinds of writing and stuff like that, right? I'm like, okay, this is freaking cool. Awesome. I won't do that tomorrow. I'll guarantee you that. Right? See? Tomorrow will be just a normal everyday day. Although I am seeing two lovely people for lunch. And it's going to be a good time. I haven't seen them in a while. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. You know, for 2.5, 3 hours. Yeah. Those are the things, guys, that you have to put into your life to be complete. Especially as you have your job or not, right? And you're going through this process, you've got to have things in your life that make you happy. Make you happy. Ego is going to take anything that is not happy and put it in your throat, in your gut. Anything to stop you from moving forward. It thinks it's saving your life, but it's not. In 12,000 years or more, it saved your life a number of times, maybe 100 times, till the next day, when the arrow hits you in the chest, or in the head, or in the back, or the gunshot, whatever, right? Or the warhead, or whatever, all kinds of crazy stuff in the last 12,000 years. The saber-tooth tiger ate you. You couldn't run fast enough. Of course you can't. You're freaking human. But you're a good meal for the tiger. So all of those kind of things that are coming up right now, all those kind of things that we're letting go of, the energy, the dreams, the pictures. Okay, Spirit, who's in my right ear? Somebody's in my right ear. It's a little bit like boom, like zzz, yeah. That just went away. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Don't know who it is. Upload, download, whatever. It's just the way that it is. Happens to me all day long. Probably you guys too. So all these different pieces, right? Chimes. All these different pieces that we put together and we become our psychic self. We become these people that we never thought we'd be. Ever, ever, ever. And we're all different, which is so freaking cool. Everybody has a different energy, but a common energy also. We all have our place in the collective. No one's better than anybody else because there's jealousy, because that's a human emotion. The human emotion, right? How did they get? How come I'm not? Because, again, you're not supposed to do that. It's not your gig. That's your gig. Bill, stop. That's not what you're supposed to do, Bill. What am I supposed to do then? I don't understand. Blah, 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 blah. My third dimensional self. Yeah. We'll show you. When are you going to show me? Come on. Again. 12,000 years to be a Capricorn is a long old time. And all of us are going through that. Sometimes we don't even know it. Which is kind of a blessing. Because you don't need to know everything. I know I don't know everything of what I've accomplished in this last 11 years of my spiritual self. Not supposed to. All I know is that when I get to be up here, it's fabulous. It's fabulous. Because everything goes smoothly. Everything goes smoothly. Daisy doesn't always agree, because she's going to be that 13-year-old little teenager who goes, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to walk on this leash. Are you kidding me right now? I'm going to smell this grass. Okay? Okay. Right? Things I can't control. It's all good. When you get to that level, which is not easy to attain unless you surrender, you got to surrender, guys. Spirit, you do what you got to do. You know what? I'm not going to fight you anymore. You're stronger than I am. It is not, and I'm going to get the frick out of this. Out of this. And that's one thing that I want to say before we go, is the fact that so much energy from Neptune going into Aries is about release of what no longer serves. Emotionally. Okay? And I'm going to say for myself, last week on the 30th, the 31st, it was clear to me that I'm supposed to be single at the moment. Everything that has happened in the last year and a half, 2 years, probably a year and a half, was to heal me from something like a past life. Because he was in that past life. Yeah, see? Everything worked out exactly how it's supposed to. I understand that now. I get it. And guess what happened? Whew, release. 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 And when you can notice the release, it's all good. Because they're giving you what you need to move forward. And that you learned your lesson. That you cleared that karma, that energy from past lives. He was in my last lifetime. Yeah. Makes sense to me now. Is that thing gone? Gone. Awesome. He doesn't know what to do with it because he's like, okay, I don't get it. Well, again, you're not supposed to. That's your journey. My journey is, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Da, da, da. And that was cool. So being released from things that no longer serve us, that if we've yearned for, let's say, for a lifetime and never knew what it was. Love in a past life that could not be fully connected because of circumstances. Right place, right time did not happen last lifetime. This lifetime it did. To clear Bill's connection to the past life. That's all of us, guys. That's all of us. That's one thing that Neptune does with Aries is that Aries burns away that fog that makes you think that, well, what if? Well, what if? Well, what if? No. Burns it away so you see the truth. It burns away the connection between people from past lives. Worked for me. I woke up and I'm like, not even woke up. It just happened in the middle of the day. And I'm like, what? That just like gone. Completely gone. Completely gone. And I'm like, holy moly, that is miraculous. Never happened to me like that before. It just went away like that. And I'm conscious. I'm not even asleep. I'm like, oh, well, that kind of feels... And then ego will try to bring that, snake it back up, right? Snake it back up, you know? And it was there for maybe 3 minutes. I'm like, completely acknowledged, completely just blown apart. I'm like, damn, that's pretty freaking cool, right? That happens with all of us about something, some things. It's going to happen in these next 15 years is for us to allow those things to go. They're going to do it when you're awake. Just like when Spirit says, do your guided meditations when you're awake in the morning or the daytime, because we want you to feel how good you feel after you get done. Why? Because ego takes that and it uses it. It thinks it's using it against you, but it's actually using it for you because you think, oh my God, if I can feel this good the next day after doing a guided meditation, I want more of that because we're addicts. Every human being is addicted, can be quickly addicted to all kinds of different things. Why do you think we're so nuts? So that's why it's so very important that you do bedtime meditations for bedtime. You do other meditations for, again, in the daytime, in the morning, whatever, morning meditation, whatever. Because they want you to feel, well, they want you to feel how you feel after you're done doing the clearing meditation, which is usually a guided meditation. Removes energy from the inside of your body and the outside of your body and heals your heart a little bit at a time. Clears our brain out. Makes us feel better, right? More calm, more balanced, more just zen. And that's what's coming. That's what's coming. It's already here. But we just have to be smart about it. We're really, really smart, but sometimes we're dumb as dirt. I mean, dumb as dirt. Because our third dimensional brain with ego does not want to grab hold of what's best for us. I've been doing this my whole life like this. I don't do anything I want to. That's me. Love boundaries, love structure, love everything. I do the same thing every day. No, not anymore. Haven't in a really long time. Because they made it different, but I didn't like it anymore. one way to get you to stop doing stuff is to mess with you and make it so that I don't want to do that. Oh gosh, it makes me angry. Ha, that's what we wanted right there, Bill. So you're angry, so you don't do it anymore. Because one way to get Bill not to do anything is to make him angry. True as true. True. If it doesn't feel good, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing any of that. No, not doing it. And I know when meditations are done to move on. They know. It shows up out of nowhere. Oh, think I'll do this one. Think I'll do this one today. This might be my new norm. Okay? So delete, or I keep them on my iPad to send to other people who are not in my spot yet. Yeah. That's, again, you're doing the work without doing the work, right? You're going through your day speaking to spirit. You're going through your day taking care of yourself. Going through your day, and it's not every day. It can't be every day. It cannot be every day. In fact, I wrote something down from a video Tuesday night. And it says, and again, the same person I talked about, Cam White, I think his name is. Tuesday, great day. Wednesday, easy day. Just you don't need to really worry about a whole lot of stuff. Thursday, today, hit the brakes, slow down. Friday, great day, breakthrough after breakthrough, everything coming up together. Saturday, it's kicking ass. Fun after 12 noon. Feeling of accomplishment. Now, he got that just from, again, Neptune in Aries, right? And it pretty much came true. Thursday, hit the brakes, slow down. I wasn't even in control today. They did that for me. Slow me down. Everything came easily today. Click, 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 click. That's the deal. That's the deal. That's the deal. Yes, spirit practicing psychology on me. They do it all the time. They do it all the time because all they care about is getting me to 5D. Because the money's there. Maui's there. The man is there. My writing is there. Everything is coming in 5D. You can't have lots of money when you're in 3D and still can't have love because you'll attract the same thing as what you just got rid of. Bill, how come I can't? Because you're at the wrong place at the wrong time. This comes first. We have to take care of ourselves first. And then after that, all of the abundance comes. Does it come intermittently? Of course it does. It has to. But the big kahuna is when you hit 5D and the world is in 4, 4.5, or 3, depending on where you're at, right? And who you hang around, family, stuff like that. But then you start being the lucky one. And why is that? Because you believe it's true. Spirit has always said, Bill, you have to believe you already have it. Well, it's all kind of hard to do when I'm trying to pay my bills. And okay. Well, if you change your mindset, you'll have more money. True. I don't really get it, but it's not my job to get it. So when you change the energy that you're putting out there, more money comes to you. A little at a time. My big money comes when I'm in 5D. And I'm in 5D. Spirit says he practices in 5D. I practice in 5D, which is true. Okay? I recognize when I'm there. I recognize when I wake up in the morning and I'm there. And I'm very grateful every day for where I am. Right? Even if I was grateful before when I'm like, WTF, I don't get it. I'm grateful for it, but how about this? How about that? How about this? How about that? People come into your life to teach you, as what happened to me a 1.5 years ago. Yeah. 2 years in June. Got it. It makes all the sense in the world to me now because Aries burned off the fog of Neptune being in Pisces. And guess where Pisces is at in my birth chart? It's my moon sign. Love. Emotion. Makes sense to me. Right? That's why I went through all the things for the last 15 years of WTF time. Left my job 11 years ago. Okay, makes sense. Something that I loved. Makes sense. Neptune's in there, in the water, messing everything up. On purpose. On purpose. So when love sneaks in a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, and from a past life, and you go, okay, how come I can't get by this? How come I can't get past this? How come I can't, it's been a range of emotions. Yeah, you're supposed to, from 100 and some years ago, whatever, right? But then miraculously, Neptune goes into Aries and it burns all the fog off. And you go, oh, now I get it. It's gone. That's why it's so important to know what your birth chart is, what the houses are where the planets are at, so that when you have a time of WTF, a dreamy moment, let's say, you can look at it and go, okay, I got it. Now I can plan myself, which I'll never tell you to plan at all, but this is something you can be aware of, let's say, that, okay, that's why I'm feeling like that. And then you don't beat yourself up. And you stop ego from yapping at you. Yeah, see? So it's very cool. It's very, very cool that we can actually, with our birth chart, prepare. And just knowing that that's why they're treating me like this. That's why this is happening. That's why Mercury retrograde is in my 5th house. And since since it started, this part of my life sucks. But I'm learning, being aware, understanding why that part of my chart, part of my life sucks. Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good. Tell ya, when you get there, you guys are all rolling anyway. You're rolling towards that anyway. Just get out of your freaking way. Spirit has told me that 1,000,000 times in 11 years. Bill, get out of your freaking way. What does that mean? Stop controlling it. Stop trying to think. Stop trying to think. Stop trying to think. Stop trying to think. Because when you think, it's ego. It's meant to block you. Meant to block you. Okay? So this Saturday, I am doing $65 readings for half hours again. It is Super Psychic Saturday. Spirit says, what the heck? Do it. $65 for a half hour. You just have to call me or text me and we'll get you an appointment. The memberships are awesome right now. We are having such a great time in my memberships. 5 different levels of spiritual guidance, all kinds of cool stuff going on. Every month we have a Zoom call for all of us. And it is electric. I could probably do that twice a week, right? At least once a week. It is so cool. Everybody kind of feeds off each other and explaining things, and there's some really awesome people in there. Billhobart.com if you're interested. They're all 10% off right now. You pay for a year. You can do 2 payments, whatever, and then you get a month free on top of the 10% off. So our readings, if you do ours, are like $52. Which is crazy, but that's what they want me to. That's how they want me to do it. So I've learned to do what they want me to, because they're the boss, and I want to get to getting right. I want to get going. Let's move. I'll be 80 years old in 15 years. So you know what? Let's say we got 10 good years on not being clinically in the hospital or whatever. Right. So that's that. And also too, during the week, 30 minutes is $85. Okay, I'm doing that again because it works. It works for a lot of people, and that's what again, guys, I would do it for free if I could because it makes me happy. But I can't, right? So trying to make things match for people because I want the people who are not poor, but poor. Again, income doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter at all. People are like, Bill, are you serious? I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I got people all over the world in Italy and England and France and Australia. And yeah, it doesn't matter to me, right? So that's why I do the type of things that I do. Yeah. Give everybody a chance. Not to talk to me, to talk to them. Because God knows we need some type of guidance, right? So Yeah, billhobart.com if you want to know anything about that. This is going to be posted on the Spirit Channel TV sometime tomorrow. Check that out. And also be on my YouTube channel within about a half an hour. So run over there if you would sometime tonight or tomorrow or very soon. Like the video, leave me a comment, even if it's just hi Bill, an emoji, whatever. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to it. Yeah. And I'll see you next Thursday. Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3. See you guys.